One time for the Lord, and one time for the cause. And one round of applause, one time for Fraser T. Smith on the chords. I think we got one. I stay prayed up, then I get the job done. Yeah, I'm Abigail's youth, but I'm God's son. But I'm up now, look at what God's done. Nah, real talk, look at what God did. On the main stage, running around topless. I phone flips, then I tell him that we got this. This is God's plan, they can never stop this. Like, wait right there, could you stop my verse? You saved this kid and I'm not your first. It's not by blood and it's not by birth, but oh my God, what a God I serve.
Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fix me, I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me. Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fix me, now I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me.
I said a prayer this morning. I prayed I would find a way to another day. I was so afraid till you came and saved. You came and saved me. And the rain was pouring, 'cause the sun faded away. Now I'm in a better place, no longer afraid. Blinded by your grace, you came and saved me. Yeah. I said a prayer this morning. I prayed I would find a way to another day. I was so afraid till you came and saved. You came and saved me. And the rain was pouring, 'cause the sun faded away. Now I'm in a better place, oh I'm not afraid. Blinded by your grace, you came and saved me.
Although I'm not worthy, you fix me. I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me. Lord, I've been broken. Although I'm not worthy, you fix me. I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me.
I'm blinded by your grace. I'm blinded by your grace, by your grace. I'm blinded by your grace. I'm blinded by your Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fix me, I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me.
Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fixed me, now I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me.
One time for the Lord, and one time for the cause. And one round of applause, one time for Fraser T. Smith on the chords. I think we got one. I stay prayed up, then I get the job done. Yeah, I'm Abigail's youth, but I'm God's son. But I'm up now, look at what God's done. Nah, real talk, look at what God did. On the main stage, running around topless. I phone flips, then I tell him that we got this. This is God's plan, they can never stop this. Like, wait right there, could you stop my verse? You saved this kid and I'm not your first. It's not by blood and it's not by birth, but oh my God, what a God I serve.
Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fixed me, I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me. Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fixed me, now I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me.
I said a prayer this morning. I prayed I would find a way to to another day. I was so afraid till you came and saved. You came and saved me. And the rain was pouring, 'cause the sun faded away. Now I'm in a better place, no longer afraid. Blinded by your grace, you came and saved me. I said a prayer this morning. I prayed I would find a way to another day. I was so afraid till you came and saved. You came and saved me. And the rain was pouring, 'cause the sun faded away. Now I'm in a better place, oh I'm not afraid. Blinded by your grace, you came and saved me.
I'm blinded by your grace. I'm blinded by your grace, by your grace. I'm blinded by your grace. I'm blinded by your. Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fix me. I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me. Lord, I've been broken, although I'm not worthy. You fixed me. Now I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me.
One time for the Lord, and one time for the cause.
Welcome everyone, and welcome to Soul Reflection, unveiling the spirit beyond the youth. I'm Charity, your host for tonight's show. Before I reveal the topic of discussion, we would like to say a huge thank you to the head of the church, Prophet Isaac Osei, for giving the youth the opportunity to discuss the importance of different topics surrounding our daily life. We would also like to say a big thank you to the members of KKC, Kingdom's Key Chapel, for their constant support and engagement. Furthermore, I would like to say a big thank you to our producer, Brother K, who remains working hard whilst being overseas. Finally, I would like to highlight our sponsors. Speedlink, door-to-door shipping from UK to Ghana. Speedlink Travel and Freight Limited specializes in sea freight services. They are the #1 company for hassle-free and super efficient delivery of goods from the UK to Ghana. Contact them on 0208 885 2122. Address 710 High Road, Tottenham, London, N17 0AL. Our second sponsor is Entomapa Perfume. Shop the premium clothing from high quality materials available in both the UK and Ghana. You can contact them on 074 622 00683 and eMedia for your go-to media solution for top-notch graphic design, website development, and broadcast services. Contact them on 074 294 3363. Connect Special Restaurant for authentic Ghanaian food.
Me ba London ha, me bibie koyi. Nanso maduane nsem kwade. Enkoyi. Sebe ya menya Ghana duane papa bie di no. Eno ane me problem.
Minia, so the oyaba fresh. Timachi, na me kochiro Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant. Na benya Ghana duane papa ni nyina bie di. Na ba san kwan ya bre a wonfifie.
Hende boga yentem fa me wo so sesia. Na de enye fufuo ni aponche kakra medi.
Wunni how cry. Kone special restaurant e wa Ghana duane bi te se. Fufuo ni adwen kwan, fufuo ni nkrakra, fufuo ni aben kwan, nansen kate kwan. Pimam pesi na bayam pesi ni nkontomre. Nkrado kro papa bi. Wache jollof rice ne fried rice. Banku ni nkruma. Bayaya chine chofi. Bayaya chine tilapia. A confirm kebab ne ne keka hunua. Mese Ghana duane bi a wonim bia. Ubenya bi e wa Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant. Fieda, mimne da na kwasi da bia. Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant. Ebe ma tuoza fi papa bi. Any mutuo special. Niema Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant e dan so kra ne se. Se wo pesti na se nkwan bi akwese o fridge ba. Na wodi ni kakra. Kone se bra no be sort out kra. Asemoda ne se. Fieda na mimne da bia. Ye pon 2:30 am na mimne da. Live band change ejiram ye twa ye na se agie ni ankasa. Hwehwe Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant. E wo 85 to 87 Woodrange Road, Forest Gate, London, E70EP. Fred Bekwe e wo telephone number so +44 75 78 611 211 and +44 73 09 427 2127.
Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant. Anokwa mama masankwan.
Looking for some fun and faith-filled entertainment for your little ones? Introducing the Little Light Show, an ultimate destination for the young hearts seeking inspiration.
Hey friends, have you ever wondered why I pray? Or how about why being kind is super important? We will laugh, we will learn, and we also have a blast together. Join us as we dive into these awesome topics and more.
Get ready for interactive games, special guests, and plenty of surprises along the way. Tune in first Monday of every month for faith, fun, and friendship. Live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m.
Don't let Satan it up. I'm gonna let it shine. Don't let Satan it up. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Round of applause, one time for Fraser T. Smith on the chords. I think we got one. I stay prayed up, then I get the job done. Yeah, I'm Abigail's youth, but I'm God's son. But I'm up now, look at what God's done. Nah, real talk, look at what God did. On the main stage, running around topless. I phone flips, then I tell him that we got this.
Welcome back to Soul Reflection. I would like to introduce my panelists, RICHEL, Isaac, Emmanuel, and Tracy. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So the topic for tonight's show is loyalty and God's provision. This is based on the story between Ruth and Naomi in Ruth chapter 1, 16 to 17. But Ruth answered, "Don't ask me to leave you. Let me go with you. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Wherever you die, I'll die, and that is where I will be buried. May the Lord's worst punishment come upon me if I let anything but death separate me from you. Amen." Based on this, what does what does loyalty mean to you in the context of Ruth's relationship with Naomi? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So what does loyalty mean in the context of Ruth's and Naomi's relationship? With Naomi.
I think loyalty in this context suggests that Ruth will stay with Naomi where through her situations. So as she says, where Naomi dies, that she insists to be buried there. So it suggests that she'll grow through any situation with Naomi through thick and thin. So like I think that's what it means.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
May I speak?
Yeah.
So I think loyalty here is kind of very deep, is very, very intense here, because the loyalty you see here, especially with what Naomi is saying, is something that you can compare to marriage. Because when it comes to the bond in marriage, or maybe the Christian marriage, they say till death do us part. And you can see her saying that she's going to follow Naomi to the ends of the earth. And wherever she dies is where she hopes to die and be buried. So you can see that she is hoping to be very, very loyal to Naomi, to go anywhere with her. And when we put in the context of their story, Naomi was married to Elimelech, and he had left the promised land and gone to the land of the Moabites because they had abundance at that time. So he was going there for a better life or something. And he had two children with Naomi, and they all died. So her husband, her children, they all died, and Ruth was her daughter-in-law. And when when her sons died, Naomi had asked her daughters-in-law to go and marry someone else, return to your people, get a better life for yourself. But Naomi chose to stay with her regardless of her situation, regardless of how hard things had gotten, and they were both widows, but she decided to stay committed to her, stay loyal to her, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of what was going on. And so you can see it as a bond of marriage, almost a bond of marriage. That's how intense it was. But it was also because Naomi had introduced Ruth to her God, because they had different gods depending on the land they were from. And so because Ruth was introduced to the God that we know, which was Naomi's God, she wanted to be loyal to Naomi because she felt like she was leading her and drawing her closer to God as we know him. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, moving on. How can we apply Ruth's loyalty to our friendship and family relationship today?
Please the question again.
How can we apply Ruth's loyalty to our friendship and family relationship today? So your loyalty to Naomi, how can we apply that to our relationship of today, like family, friendship?
Okay. Okay. So with what Rachel said, that the last point that she made, that the God that Naomi was serving also made her loyal to her. You see, when you serve God with diligently and with that kind of heart, the Lord, the ways of the Lord reflects in you, and it doesn't matter the kind of gods that you are serving. As far as it's reflecting in you, that's what Ruth saw. Opa didn't see that. So when Naomi told them to go away, she she saw what she was getting. She saw the life of God through her. That also influenced her, staying with her. So sometimes when you are with friends, sometimes we tend to be loyal. Being loyal, it depends on what you are getting. Sometimes your friends might be loyal to you depending on what they know that they are going to get from you. So as far as it's based on something that is maybe material or something, the moment they get it, they are gone. But when they want to be genuinely be friends with you, or they know what you are getting, or maybe when you are serving the Lord, they know that this is what I'm going to get, this is what I'm getting. The kind of loyalty that they pledge to you is way more beyond imagination, that there's nothing that can break that bondage. So in with our friends or with our normal daily lives, like being loyal to people, also it depends on what they see or what they think that they are going to get from the friendship or whatever that makes them stay.
So for their own selfish reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So What I can say is, as compared to what my brother and my sister said earlier on, you could see that these are two different people. That is the people of Canaan and the people of Moabites. And then you get to know that in the olden days, from the book of Genesis to where we got now the roots, the book of Ruth, you get to know that people do not move from their zones to different zones to marry others. So there are difference between them because I am serving the right God and you are serving a lesser God. So why come to my place and give me your children for me to come into your people? So what Ruth found out was like, now these people they're in our land. They just came in to settle here for a particular time and then go back. But when they came, they treated us in a beautiful way. For when you read it, the Bible says that they lived a pure life and a holy life. So someone that is living a pure life and a holy life, and you get to know that no, the life that we are living here is not much more better than as compared to what these people are living. So I have to make sure that I live in a way that it will please the God that these people are serving. So as Isaac said, Opa didn't see that, but Ruth saw that. So you saw that the Ruth said, the woman said, "Why urge me to leave you?" So she said, "Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Wherever you die, I will be buried there." So the thing is, Ruth saw something. She discerned and she saw something in Naomi's God, and Naomi and her family too. She saw something in them. So she was like, "No, wherever this woman goes, even though she's no more going to bear children for us to marry them, but I see something. I see a blessing in this woman. So I have to follow." So as Isaac said, yeah, it depends on what you get from the person in a relationship. Wherever you find yourself, you have to sit down, discern, and get to know the person. Is this person going to help me, or am I going to help the person? We are all going to share it. So if you are going to share our blessings together, then we have to make sure that we build a very good relationship among ourselves. And at the end of the day, it is going to be very fruitful. That's what I can say.
Okay. Anyone else?
Um, so the question was, how can we apply Ruth's loyalty to our friendships and family relationships today? As Isaac and Emmanuel have said, it's very important to discern. It's very important to think God first, because it seems like Naomi was a model Christian to Ruth. She saw the good character, she saw the discerning spirit, she saw the disciplines of Christianity, she saw a whole lot. She didn't see just one side, she didn't see just maybe the character, she didn't see just the kindness, she didn't see just the spiritual bit. But it seems like Naomi was all rounded, and that's what attracted her to wanting to be close to her till death did them part. So when it comes to loyalty in our friendships, we have to, or relationships of family, we have to remember God first, because God is our creator. God is sovereign. So if this person is not going to lead you towards God, sometimes it's not about what you see now. Sometimes your intentions may not be about what you get. It's about how you improve. Because what you get now, sometimes they absolutely have nothing. Someone can't offer you anything. What they can actually offer you is character development. What they can actually offer you is how to pray more, how to seek God more. And all those things can actually elevate you in life and draw you closer to God, which will bring you to the expected end that God has willed for you. So applying this kind of loyalty has to do with a lot of discernment. You have to pray to God and discern who are the right people for me to be loyal to, and how will they draw me closer to you? Because it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything else will be added unto you." If you find the right person that is leading you, encouraging you, letting you pray, focus on God, 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 you know you'd get the expected end. So that's the best way we can apply Roots loyalty in our friendships and families. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else?
I
So
think my point links to everyone else's point, but we apply loyalty when we see something positive from our surroundings, or like with the group of people that we surround ourselves with. So if we see like a light shining through people that we are hanging around with, we would want to obtain that light. We would want to obtain that positive like outcome. So in order for us to like obtain that, we would apply loyalty, like standing beside them, and also copying what like their actions, so that not only they would obtain their positive like
So we learn
outcome,
from
but we would we would also be able to take it as well.
Okay. So thank you all. So have you ever had to make a difficult decision to remain loyal to someone or something? How did that impact your life? Should I repeat the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
what I can say is, before you decide to remain loyal to someone, as we said earlier on, you have to decide, because when you read from the book of Ruth, verse 117 from 17, she said something. She said, "May the Lord do so to me as he has done to you." You know what I'm saying? So, one, before you remain loyal in a relationship with someone, you want to build a relationship with someone, and then you get to know that through twists and turns, this person still keeps following you, giving you the kind of um joy day in, day out, even though times are not as easy as it should be. Like you want to find a place, a comfort zone for yourself, and you're not getting it. But this person still remains and then supports you. Now, why? Because I'm no more having your children. No more having your child with me. The one that I married is dead. But I think the woman was doing something exceptionally. You get what I'm saying? So that
Yeah.
was like, Ruth was like, no, I have to stay. So the same thing implies to us. Now, for us to build a relationship with people, we get to sit down, we learn from the people, and we get to know that no, at the end of the day, if I leave this person, I'm going to lose a blessing that I'm supposed to get. So you read even from the book of Job, you get to know that the Bible says there was an old man who was an old man going to die, and Job discerned that the man was going to die, and so he went in for the blessings of the man. And that blessing also, Job said in the book, and he said the man's wife also enjoyed the blessing, because when he took after the blessings of the man, he made sure that the woman was not going to even remember the husband again, because now I have the blessings of the man and I have the capacity to feed the man to an extent that when the woman feels lonely, she's not going to even remember the husband, but rather me, Job. So one thing is, the loyalty aspect is, now, why am I building this relationship? Where am I taking this relationship to? Am I going to end it now, or am I going to be in that relationship till eternity? So one thing we have to do is we have to sit down. We don't just have to badge in a relationship and say that, oh, at the end of the day, if it is not going to work, I'm just going to bounce. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to sit down and get to know where you are going and the people that you mingle yourself with, and get to know that you build the loyalty aspect in the relationship and be honest in everything. At the end of the day, I think say everything is going to be fruitful. That's what I can say.
Okay. I want to add
Thank you.
something little to what
Very
Emmanuel just said.
uh,
Sometimes we also make the mistake of looking at our current situation when we are in a relationship with someone in terms of pledging our loyalty. They sometimes we tend to look at our situation and how that person can help us in that moment. So if they see that in this particular moment, what I need, you can't give me what I'm looking for, then they end the relationship or they just end the friendship with you because they think that at this moment that I'm not going to get what I need. But the actual sense is you need to look at the future. Like you need to look at the trajectory of that person, their life from their past to their present, and that one can help you forecast the future to know that okay, this person, like in the next 2 3 years or in the next 10 years or maybe eternity, like this person is going to be this person. And that's when you have to analyze your life and know where you want to be. if you know want to, then you know where you want to be, and you look at, okay, where I want to be and where this person is going. If I stick with this person, I'm going to go far. I'm going to do this. So that's when you have to analyze your situation, your current situation, and where you want to be, and you analyze the person's situation and where the person might be going based on their past records and the kind of life that they are living, to know whether you want to stay or you want to let the person go. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, has anyone actually had to make such a difficult decision to remain loyal to someone?
Yeah, plenty.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to share how that impacted your life?
May I speak?
Yeah.
So I think I've had a lot of instances where I've had to remain loyal to someone and someone has had to remain loyal to me. So growing up, I had a lot of relatives I lived with, and they remained loyal to me by helping me with maybe like raising me, helping me become the person I am today, or helping me in terms of maybe character switches, character development, my mentality, and how I take action. And I also think I've remained loyal to so many, especially because I don't have any other experience of loyalty outside my family or anything like that, or friends like that. So I've remained loyal to them regardless of maybe times they've been wrong about something, times they've been insulting to other people, times where their character was quite bad in terms of different situations. So we've had to kind of remain loyal to each other and then understand that we're still growing, we're still maturing, things would change. We'll be better people for whatever reaction or whatever situation happened in the past. And it's kind of really helped because when you go through all these phases, when you go through all these things, when people don't give up on you in a current situation that you're in, especially when you're a growing child, a learning child, it helps because they keep correcting you. They keep telling you, this is what you should do better. This is how you should react to something. This is the best way to do this. And also from me as well, I'm a very observant person. I like to see what is going on. And when I see what is going on, I like to change it within. And so by seeing all those things, even if it was a wrong in someone and I remain loyal to them, it's because I know that in the future they would learn to do it better. And from looking at their example or their wrongs, I'm able to see what I can do better in my life. And so that has been my experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Uh, so, sacrifice and loyalty.
Yeah.
Ruth left her homeland and family to stay with Naomi. What sacrifices are sometimes required in order to remain loyal?
Okay. So we could see from the book, you still get to know that the people of Moabites, they were still having everything in their country. So the thing would be like, Ruth is going back. Where is she going to? Because at the end of the day, you've lost your husband, you've lost your sons, and then you are going back to your country. Whom are you going to dwell with, or whom are you going to live with? So you see that Ruth's sacrifices to Naomi was, she gave up everything back home, and she decided to follow the woman. Everything that was valuable, like resources, food, animals, and the good things that lies with her people, she gave them up. And then she was like, no, wherever this woman goes, even when she dies, I also have to die. This is a sacrifice beyond imagination, because no, why would someone do that? We don't know where she is going, because we know that God has blessed them again, but they are now growing up again. And I have everything behind. So why would I leave? That's why Opa left, because Opa was like, no, even though I love you, I want to follow you. But am I going to suffer again? No, then I have to stay with my gods, because my gods are providing for me. And your God is now providing for your people. When are they going to get what we have here in a couple of years? I have to stay back and enjoy what I have in my country, than to follow you and go and suffer, than to follow you and go to someone's farm and pick the leftovers. No, it's not going to work for me. So you saw Ruth did all those things. She goes out there, pick the leftovers, and then brings it back home. That was a difficult situation for both for both Ruth and Naomi, but she
Amen.
still kept allegiance to Naomi. And at the end of the day, we saw what transpired between those two people. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else?
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Rachel, go.
okay. I think that what Emmanuel said was right. And another thing was that um the two women could have gotten married again. Naomi's daughters in law could have gotten married again. They could have built a different life. They could have built their own life. It seemed like they were young, so they could have gotten married, had children, enjoyed so many things. And sometimes when it comes to loyalty, you sacrifice a lot. You forgo where you came from. You forgo sometimes the very good opportunities that are likely to come your way because you feel like you're being led in a certain path and you don't want to lose your direction. And so when it comes to loyalty, some of these sacrifices, we know that you sacrifice where you came from, but then there are these very beautiful opportunities that may come your way that may unfortunately let you lose your path. And so by sacrificing that opportunity, because that opportunity can be very promising, that opportunity may even seem like it's the will of God because it looks so lucrative for you and for everyone else around you. But when you let go of it because you decide to choose loyalty, because you decide to discern, because you wish to draw closer to God, like the way Naomi and Ruth had a very strong bond because of God being the center of their bond, you can see that she's letting go of her past and possibly her future with whatever opportunity that could come her way. So that's all I have to say. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay. So letting go of our like pledging loyalty and letting things go is basically like in our daily lives. It's more of let's say like when you want to pledge your loyalty to God, or let's say when you want to serve God. It says in Romans 13:14 that Paul said that if you want to be with the Lord, if you want to be pledged with Jesus Christ, you need to let the flesh go. You need to let the flesh go. You need to let die your desires in the flesh go and pledge yourself to the Lord. And it was not talking about the desires of maybe eating and all that, but it was about your character, what you are doing, what made you feel good, whatever that you are doing. You need to let those things go. And letting those things go is very, 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 very difficult, especially if you have been doing that for a very long time. It's very, very difficult to let go. But if you are able to let go, because sometimes people think that if like you serve the Lord and you are just praying, you are fasting, you are doing all that, you are applying the principles of serving God, you are going to get what you want. But those who actually get the favor of the Lord is those who serve Him diligently, those who God trusts them, because God loves everyone, but God doesn't trust anyone. If God trusts you, if God knows that I can trust you, that's where God will give you the things that you can handle. He knows that, okay, I trust you. As far as I'm trusting you, I can give you this, I can give you that, I can give you this. So we as humans, we as we are living here, if we're able to see that and we surrender ourselves, we let go of whatever that is holding us and we pledge our loyalty to the Lord. And when you're able to do that, the Lord is going to provide you with everything that you need, and you trust Him that, okay, God, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, how can I promote your work? How can I promote your kingdom? How can I promote your ministry? That is how you pledge your loyalty to the Lord. Let Lord know, let God know that you are willing to promote His ministry. You are willing to do whatever that it takes. You are pledging your life to whatever that you can to promote His ministry. When the Lord sees that in you, whatever that you do, He will provide you with the necessary things that you need. David knew that. David knew that. That's why I love David a lot. He knew that. He knew how God does the things. That's why David is the. I don't know how that man. You see. So if you are able to do that, I think you are going to be able to achieve more. You are going to you are not even going to miss whatever that you left, whatever that you stopped doing. You are not going to even miss it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So do you think loyalty always requires sacrifice? If yes, why? And if not, why not? Do you think loyalty always requires sacrifice?
Yeah, it
Yes.
does.
If yes, why? Why do you think it does?
Okay, so let's say I I have uh I have I own a very good position that I can help people, and let's say I need people that I can trust to help promote whatever that I'm doing, maybe the business I'm doing, whatever that I'm doing, and I need people to that I can trust to help me promote the business. And at the end of the day, when let's say I'm working with people, I want to know who is willing to sacrifice whatever that they can to help promote my business. So if
Yeah.
I see that you are not willing to sacrifice your time, especially, let's say the moment that I need you, critical time that I need you to do something for me, I call you. Okay, please, can you help me do this, do this, do that? And you be like, no, like I'm sleeping, or maybe I'm doing this, so I can't do. Can you do it another time? That I know that you can't sacrifice for me. So with that one, is going to question that. Okay, I'm going to question your loyalty. That okay, you are not loyal to me. I can't trust you. I can't do this to you. I can't do. You can't do this for me. So I'm not going to trust you. So it's about making the person that you are pledging the loyalty to know that, like, I can drop this and follow you at any time that you need me.
Okay, so dedication and loyalty goes hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah. So when we talk about loyalty and sacrifice, yes, loyalty requires a very, 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 very big sacrifice. Now, let's just go back to the New Testament aspect, and then we can go back to Abraham too. You could see that Abraham was so loyal that when God asked for the son of Abraham, he gave the child out. He was willing to do that because he knew what he found in the Lord. Even though it was very difficult for him to get Isaac, but when God asked for him, "Oh, Abraham, I want you to sacrifice your only son," the man was like, "No." At the end of the day, we saw what he did. And then when you go back to the book of um the New Testament, you get to know that most of the disciples were having wives and children back home, but they left them behind and then they followed Jesus Christ. That is what we call loyalty and sacrifice. Because I have a child, I have a woman back home, but why would I leave them behind and follow this man? What did they? What am I going to get from this man at the end of the day? And we all saw what we got from him after leaving behind everything. So everything that we do requires sacrifice. Loyalty really requires sacrifice in our daily lives. Whoever that we meet, even as you are serving a man of God, you get to know that at a certain point in time, you leave certain things behind and follow him. If you cannot do that, that means you cannot follow the man because in times of need, you are the only person that he's looking at. Like, I have to call this man, I have to call this boy, I have to call this lady to follow me. Let's go and pray for this man. Let's go and pray for this woman. Let's go for let's say Bible teachings over a certain other places. And you'll be like, "For of me, I cannot go. I don't have the time. I'm always busy. I'm tired." Most of us, I know that most of us are working, we are tired, but we just find time to come back and sit and then make sure that we give out the best that we can do. If you're able to sacrifice, that means you are very loyal. And I know most people are very loyal to an extent that they can even give out everything that they have, and they will they will not even have a penny on them to spend at the end of the day. And they don't know what they are going to enjoy the next day, but they know that no, if I help someone at the end of the day, the Bible said that give and it shall be given unto you. So they believe in sacrifices, and sacrifice is going to pay off. That's all I can say.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Um, Tracy, do you want to go or should I go?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Okay. I think that as Emmanuel and Isaac have said, loyalty clearly comes with being at the whim of someone else.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have full control of yourself anymore because you're at the whim of someone else. You're sacrificing your time, you're sacrificing your efforts, you're sacrificing all that you can for them. And so there's some people that, as Emmanuel mentioned, people work, but with any free time that they get, they make sure that they put themselves completely into serving the church, into completely serving a certain man of God, into doing so much for someone because they know that there's going to be a time where they might not necessarily have all that time. And so loyalty definitely comes with a great sacrifice because as we see, it says like your flesh must die and you must be crucified just like Jesus Christ was crucified. You must let him live through you. You don't become the owner of your life anymore. He becomes the source. He becomes your God. He starts to live through you. So your desires don't matter anymore because you're being loyal to someone. You're sacrificing your entire life. You're being a living sacrifice for him. And through that, you're able to do certain things. Loyalty becomes a character trait because you start to serve maybe everywhere you go, you have that kind of presence, you have that kind of loyalty at work, in church, anywhere that you go, because everyone can sense it, even in your family. You're very willing to help, you're very willing to sacrifice your time, your effort, something that some others may not necessarily do. So loyalty does come with a great sacrifice.
Thank you. Tracy?
Yeah, I think that loyalty does come with great sacrifice because, for example, as we were pointing out in the last question, we have to leave things behind like our past or our ambitions or family and friends. And I think also things like you might have to change your attitude in order to fulfill your loyalty because some things may not be compatible with the loyalty that you're committing with. So I think that's why is also a big sacrifice because maybe you've had your attitude for such a long time and you've never thought of changing your attitude for being committed or being loyal to someone. So I think that's a big sacrifice.
Thank you. Okay, so how can we balance loyalty with other responsibilities and personal desires? How can we balance loyalty with other responsibilities and personal desires? Anyone? Before we go for a short commercial break.
Um, so personally, I feel like when it comes to loyalty to God, that is full time. There's nothing like um there's nothing like a loyalty and personal desires balance. Like when it comes to God, it's full time. You just have to understand that there's joy in the Lord. Certain things in God would bring you joy. Those would be the things that will fulfill certain um desires because you would have a desire to praise God, have a desire to pray, have a desire to know your word. Drawing closer to him is literally it becomes something that you would crave or that is what you would have the zeal for. But when it comes to loyalty to others, you have to kind of remember that you are your own person too. So even in work, there's such a thing as the work-life balance. You have to take some time off to kind of de-stress, self-care, self-love. You have to pour into yourself just as you pour into your work. You have to pour into yourself just as you pour into wherever you go, into your family. You have to make sure you love on yourself as well. But when it comes to God, it's all rounded. The more you love God means the more you love yourself. The more you love God and share his word, share his kindness, share the character traits that he's given you, is showing that you love yourself. Like that is a full package on its own. But when it comes to other people, sometimes it can be draining. And so obviously you have to just as you pour into other people, just as you pour into your work, just as you pour into service anywhere, you have to care for yourself as well. So I think that understanding that you are your own responsibility can kind of help you with that balance of being loyal to someone and balancing it with your own personal responsibilities.
Okay.
Okay. So um I think it's not let's say pledging loyalty to someone and balancing it with your own desires doesn't really work like that because it's like it's not about balancing, it's about synchronizing your desires with pledging loyalty. So let's say when you go, that's when you go to the book of Acts, chapter 12, when Peter was arrested, all that he could think about was the church. Like, that's how committed or how loyal Peter was. All that he could think about was about the church, how to promote the church. At that moment, if I was Peter, I'll be thinking about how to get out, because the next day they were going to kill him. Herod was going to kill him. I'll be thinking about how I'm going to survive this. But all that he could think about was about promoting the church, letting, like, how the church is going to go for. So with that one, God, and he knew in his heart that he wasn't going to die because of God's promise. And what God has promised him hasn't come to pass yet. And they told me that when he came, he knew in his heart that it wasn't going to happen. So he was so concentrated on the church, and by God's grace, he was let out of prison. So that is how, when you pledge loyalty to someone, it's not, as I said before, it's not about balancing it with your personal desires. It's about what you are going to get and how you are going to improve and how you are going to get to the expected end. So you have to synchronize it with the person that you are pledging the loyalty to in order to get to the expected end. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Me ba London ha me bibie koyi nanso madua ne nsam kwade enkoyi sebe ya menya Ghana dua ne papa bie di no eno ne me problem minia so de oya ba fresh timachi na me kochero kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant na benya Ghana dua ne papa ne nyina bie di na ba san kwan ya bra won fifie hende boga ye ntem fa me wo so sesia na de enya fufuo ni aponche kakra medi wonni how kra kone special restaurant e wa Ghana dua ne bi te se fufuo ni adren kwan fufuo ni nkrakra fufuo ni aben kwan nansen kate kwan Pimam pesi na bayam pesi ni kontomre nkando kro papa bi wache jollof rice ne fried rice bankuni nkruma bayaya chine chofi bayaya chine tilapia a confirm kebab ne ne keka hunua mesigana aduane bi a wonim bia ubenya bi e Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant fieda mimne da na kwasi da bia Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant ebe ma tuoza fi papa bi any mutuo special niema Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant e dan so kra ne se wo pesti na san kwam ya kwese o fridge ba na wodi ni kakra Kone Sibra, no best sort out cry. As some modern say, you don't mean the beer. Upon 2:30 a.m. Now, me that live band change ye try and answer Jenny and Kasa. Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant. Our 85 to 87 Woodrange Road, Forest Gate, London, E70EP. Fred Beckway, our telephone number is +44 75 78 611 211 and +44 73 09 427 2127.
Kone special authentic Ghanaian restaurant. Anokwa, Mama Masankwine.
This is the light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
Looking for some fun and faith-filled entertainment for your little ones? Introducing the Little Light Show, an ultimate destination for the young hearts seeking inspiration.
Hey friends, have you ever wondered why I pray? Or how about why being kind is super important? We will laugh, we will learn, and we also have a blast together. Join us as we dive into these awesome topics and more.
Get ready for interactive games, special guests, and plenty of surprises along the way. Tune in first Monday of every month for faith, fun, and friendship. Live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m.
Don't let Satan it up. I'm gonna let it shine. Don't let Satan it up. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Plan, they can never stop this. Like, wait right there, could you stop my verse? You saved this kid and I'm not your first. It's not by blood and it's not by birth. But oh my God, what a God I serve.
Lord, I've been broken. Although I'm not worthy, you fix me. I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me. Lord, I've been broken. Although I'm not worthy, you fix me. Now I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me.
I said a prayer
welcome back. God's provisions. So, Ruth and Naomi were in a vulnerable situation after the death of their husbands. How did God provide for them through Boaz? Anyone? Should I repeat the question?
Yes, please.
The
Okay,
question
so
again.
Ruth and Naomi were in
Yeah.
a vulnerable situation after the death of their husbands. How did God provide for them through Boaz?
Okay. So what I can say is the provision that God made available for both Ruth and Naomi was through a kinsman redeemer. And I think we all know a kinsman redeemer. So Boaz was the kinsman redeemer. But when you read further on, you get to know that before there was a kinsman redeemer who was not ready to take up responsibility. So you realize that was what Ruth said. Now go to this man's farm, and when they are done, you gather those leftovers. So at a certain point in time, it's not that Boaz never saw the woman. Boaz saw the woman, but he pretended as if he had not seen the woman. Why are you in my farm? And then she expressed everything and she explained everything to Boaz. This is my mother-in-law, and she has asked me to do so so and so. And it pleased the man. The man said, okay, you can keep on. You can even join my people. When they are collecting, you also collect. When they are taking from the field, you also take from the field. So that was when the woman had got favor in the eyes of Boaz. So Boaz wanted to take that responsibility on himself, but he knew that there is another kinsman redeemer somewhere. So if I am not if I do not do the right thing to get this woman, it might be like I'm forcing my way out on the woman. So what Naomi even did was, okay, since the man has been good to you, when he sleeps, go lie beside or take
With
off his
him.
clothes and lie behind his feet and wash his feet for him and do this thing to show him that you are also interested in him getting you into marriage. And then we saw what transpired between both to Naomi and um, Ruth and Boaz. So I can leave it for my people to also see something else.
Thank you. Anyone else before we move on to the next question? Okay. So, in what ways can we be instruments of God's provision for others as Boaz was for Ruth and Naomi? In what ways can we be instruments of God's provision for others as Boaz was for Ruth and Naomi?
Um, there's so many. Can I speak? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's so many ways we can be just like Boaz in the life of Ruth and Naomi. Even in the Ten Commandments, God tells us to love our neighbors as ourselves. And so if you love your neighbor as yourself, however you wish to be provided for when you see someone in need, you kind of tend to give onto them. However you see someone struggling or suffering, you look at yourself and you ask yourself, would I be happy if I was in that situation? And then you give a hand. And so we all know that God is love. And by show the best way to show love is your kindness to people, is the way you aid people and help people when they seem to be in need. And the example of Boaz is really good because Ruth and Naomi had been through an atrocity where they had lost their husbands. They had come from a land where they had settled in for a bit. Even Ruth was from that land and she had to leave it to come to an unknown land. And Naomi wasn't even happy to be there or to be celebrated when she was coming because she felt like she left with a full house and came back with nothing, came without the men she had left with. And so she wasn't even happy to be celebrated. She just wanted to come back home. She didn't even know if she would have a home. And so by Boaz, as Emmanuel said, being a kinsman redeemer, by redeeming them from a very low point of their life, and providing for them and giving unto them, you can see that that is definitely the work of God, because they had no idea this was going to happen. There was no guarantee. There was nothing foretold such an end for them. But that's also part of believing in God and trusting in God, that you would get a good reward in the end. So there's so many people that may be going through so many situations. However, you can lend a hand, it's always best to lend a hand, even if they don't tell you their situation, even if you can't really tell that they're in need. You, if once you sense it, you can lend a hand. However you feel about them, once maybe the spirit prompts you about something, don't just say, oh, they look great, they've packaged very well, so they don't have problems. Everyone's problem is within, and you may never know. So it's always important to kind of lend a hand, because God is love and we must love our neighbors as ourselves. Thank you.
So, as time is on our side today, we will bring the show to an end and answer some questions from the Zoom. Then we will continue from where we left off next week.
Okay.
So yeah. So the Zoom
All right.
question.
All right.
Okay. Is there any question? Okay. So before we get the questions up, does anyone want to add anything?
So as
Okay.
compared
I
to what you were
wanted
saying, the
to
last question you
add
asked
something small
was
to
like,
what
how does
Rachel
God
said.
do all these things for us? But when you read from the book of Ruth,
Okay, Isaac. Was it Isaac? Yeah, Isaac, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I wanted to add something small to what Rachel said. So in when you pledge loyalty to God and God is ready to provide for you because of what you have done, because of your loyalty to God, God provides or puts people in your path that sometimes it might seem that this person cannot help me or anything. Example, like when Naomi was trying to push Ruth to marry Boaz. Boaz, when they went to Boaz, Boaz was like, he followed the law because there was someone else who was supposed to marry when was supposed to marry Ruth, because with Naomi when she left, there was it's like let's say because the husband wasn't there, someone else was supposed to take over Ruth, and because was supposed to take over Naomi, and because Ruth was Anna Naomi, automatically Ruth was part of Naomi. So the person who was supposed to marry Ruth was this person, and the person wasn't resolute to take the responsibility. But when they went to Boaz, Boaz was like, "No, I can't marry you because of this, and that." But sometimes it might seem like um even though God has put this person in your path, even it makes it seem like it's not going to work out. But at the end of the day, if you still keep trusting in God, God is going to provide for you. That is the
Okay, it seems like he might be experiencing some technical
Um, Sorry, can I speak on
difficulties.
behalf of Isaac? I think I kind
Yeah.
of got what he was trying to say. Sorry, can I speak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking that although Isaac is having a bit of technical issues, what came to me is that sometimes when God provides for you, like He provided for Boaz, and you see someone who may not necessarily have the values you think um you expect from maybe a relationship, like they won't take you anywhere, they won't do this for you, they won't do that for you. Sometimes helping them or assisting them brings a greater blessing, so it becomes some kind of spiritual intervention for you, and it becomes a blessing into the spiritual realm for you, for your spiritual bank, because in the word it says that you should help the fatherless, you should help the orphans, you should help the widows. So by assisting certain people that seem so helpless, it brings certain blessings. And as Emmanuel said, he was the kingsman redeemer. Some of these people are placed in situations or positions where they have so much because they must provide to others. So when God blesses you, the example we can learn from Boaz was that when God blesses you with abundance, sometimes it's for you to provide for his children, it's for you to provide to certain people. So we can learn from that example. When you have when you have abundance, it's always important to remember that there's a purpose for this. It's for you to actually also give unto others as well. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions on the Zoom, YouTube, or Facebook Live? Before we go, we'll take a few questions. Okay. Before we go, we would like to say we we would like to once again thank the head of the church, Prophet Isaac Osei, for giving us the opportunity to discuss the importance of different topics. And we would also like to say a big thank you to the members of KKC for the engagement and contribution. Furthermore, we'd like to say a big thank you to our producer, Brother Kay, who has been working hard whilst being overseas. And thank you to our panelists, Tracy, Rachel, Isaac, and Emmanuel. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This program is brought to you by Kingdom's Key Chapel's Youth. If you're interested in joining us, you can submit a form on the church website, kkc.church, or you can simply join us on Sundays for church services. There you can fill out the new membership forms. Thank you all. God bless you. Until next time. Bye.
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 This morning, I prayed I would find a way to another day. I was so afraid till you came and saved. You came and saved me. And the rain was pouring, 'cause the sun faded away. Now I'm in a better place, no longer afraid. Blinded by your grace, you came and saved me. Yeah. I said a prayer this morning.
Although I'm not worthy, you fix me. I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me. Lord, I've been broken. Although I'm not worthy, you fixed me. Now I'm blinded by your grace. You came and saved me. One time for the Lord, and one time for the cause, and one round of applause, one time for Fraser T. Smith on the chords.
Looking for some fun and faith-filled entertainment for your little ones? Introducing the Little Light Show, an ultimate destination for the young hearts seeking inspiration.
Hey friends, have you ever wondered why I pray? Or how about why being kind is super important? We will laugh, we will learn, and we also have a blast together. Join us as we dive into these awesome topics and more.
Get ready for interactive games, special guests, and plenty of surprises along the way. Tune in first Monday of every month for Faith, Fun, and Friendship. Live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m.